Hey, Steven.
I did it.
That's a win.
Yeah, I know. I was a little technically challenged there for a bit, but I'm here.
Yeah, man. I get it. Yeah, I know it's sometimes not the easiest program to navigate, but it is very helpful when I'm trying to do remote podcasts. So I appreciate your patience. Thank you so much.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Thanks
All
for
right,
having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we're here with Steven Butler. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I'm sure you got lots going on lately.
Yeah, I usually do. I rarely have a day off.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all good. It's not like
Yeah. It's
I'm
a good
always looking
problem to
for
have.
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep. Fantastic. So, we'll get into kind of like the past and all that stuff. But I mean, I guess the first thing I want to, let my audience know of, you're in a band called Smash Palace, which I'm sure a lot of people watching will already know that. But in case there are some newer folks, Smash Palace has been around for forever, right? First started off as Quincy, and then Lulu Temple, and then Smash Palace. I think you guys started in like 85-ish. Is that about right?
Our first record came out in '85, but Smash Palace formed as a performing band in '83.
83. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. And you guys, the reason why I bring it up is you guys just released your latest album, a month or so ago? Is that right?
Yeah, I think it came out in October.
October. Okay, awesome. What's the name of that album so everybody knows and can find it?
It's called 87 in Love.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is. Check it out. We got the vinyls. Yep.
There you go. And Beautiful. It looks very much like the first album cover.
Oh, nice. I love that.
So the story behind the record is the first record came out on Epic Records. And the day our record came out, the guy who signed us left. He moved to Polygram, and we were a bit orphaned. So it was it was a little hard to navigate. I mean, we still got a lot of radio play and MTV play, and we did a lot of touring. But he wanted us to come over to Polygram, which is where he had moved to. So there was a big shakeup at Epic Records. They had fired the president of the label, this guy Lenny Pizzi. And when he was gone, we were able to kind of slip out of our deal. And the main reason why we wanted to go to Polygram is that we still owed Epic Records money. We did not recoup. So, they spend a lot of money on a record, So we looked at it as like, okay, we can get another record deal and start fresh without having to pay back all that money.
Nice.
And so if you take a band, there's so many bands that maybe their first two records didn't do well and they do really great on their third record, but they owe so much money that they don't see a dime.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah. So stories like that. So anyhow, he gave us money and we did demos of our new material, and but the deal didn't work out. The deal fell through, and Brian and I, being in need of money because of what we were doing for a living, we took a staff songwriting job at CBS Songs.
Okay.
And we put the band on hiatus.
Right.
And we did the staff songwriting thing for the next 5 years.
Okay. So you must have been making a decent living, right? To be able to support yourself for 5 years?
Yeah. I mean, it's a thing of the way publishing deals would work is that they would give you a lot of money up front. And you're obligated to write at least 10 songs a year.
Okay.
And they take those songs and they try to place them with other artists. We did not have a lot of success with it because the thing that you find out really quick is that the bands you love write all their own songs.
Oh, okay.
And the bands that are looking for material are usually not the bands you would get. They would send out like a list of, here's songs of bands and artists. There'd be Cher, there'd be Rat.
Yep.
Just kind of like bands that Brian and I, my brother, would go, how do you write for this stuff? So we would just write songs, and they gave us a recording budget to cut our demos,
Okay,
and
cool.
and we got paid, and we did that for 5 years,
Nice.
and then after that, I think it was just one of those things where Brian and I stepped away from music. I think like in '91,
Mhm.
and he ended up being the head of the racing car division at Mattel Toys. He was a
Oh,
toy designer.
wow. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's awesome. That's a weird connection because I used to work for a toy company, probably 20 years ago, little toy company here in South Jersey called Tucker Toys, and my boss used to work for Mattel. So that's so weird.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think with Mattel, they moved to LA.
Mhm.
So there were a lot of people who worked at Mattel that probably went on, and maybe like with your case, he was
Yep.
somebody that they offered Brian a job in LA, and he was like, I didn't want to go.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I did a stint as a high school teacher
Oh,
for
wow. All right.
about 10 years. I was a history teacher,
Mhm.
and then Smash Palace got back together in '99. Brian and I
Okay.
made a record on our own. I bought a
Mhm.
bunch of recording gear. I set it up in my house. I had no idea what I was doing, and I figured it out. And it's a really cool record. It's called Fast, Long, Loud,
Nice.
and it's really just Brian and I. We made the record ourselves, and we got an indie record label deal with that.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think there's like 13 Smash Palace records now.
Yeah, I'm looking at a list right here on your Wikipedia page. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13. And it looks like there's maybe what, one live album in there?
Yeah,
Yep, with Zip Records. So yeah, I mean that's a nice size catalog, man. That's great.
yeah. It's a lot of. There's a lot of records. The
Yeah.
record that's out now. So the record that's out now. The story with this is pretty weird. Um, Sunny Legacy pu- uh, put out a remastered version of our first record
Okay.
like 3 years ago.
Yep. And that
So when
was
this,
the self-titled album,
yep,
Smash Palace. Okay.
yeah. So when we did that, we got the original band back together, and we did a show
Nice.
here in New Jersey at in Mount Holly at the
The Firehouse or Union
yeah, the Union
Firehouse.
Firehouse. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
and it was really fun, and we had a great time, and it was a really big crowd. And when the gig was over, uh, Brian said, "Wow, we should do this again." And I said,
Mhm.
"Well, if we're going to do it again, we have to do something um, that has some. I just don't want to do the same thing again."
Right.
So I said, "Why don't we make a record of the album we were going to release in 1987?"
Oh,
So
okay. All right.
yeah, so that's
Yep.
why the album's called '87,
Yep.
and
Yep.
really that's really our second album.
It's funny that you say that, or now it all makes sense because I know you've recorded that, in present day, but when I was listening to those songs off of 87, I was like, man, these songs mesh so well with even the first album. Like it's like the same. Now, granted, it's the same band, but it's like the same style.
Yeah.
It's right there in the pocket of like your first album. And that explains it. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, so yeah, what we did is we only had cassettes. This is the
Hmm.
problem. We only had cassettes of all the songs we recorded. So we realized, and they weren't all in great shape. So, we took 5 of the songs and went into the studio. We recorded at Gradwell House, which is in
Okay.
Hampton Heights,
Yep. Yeah.
and,
Quite a few of
they
my guests have recorded there. Yep.
yeah,
Hmm.
Dave Downham runs that place, and it's a great studio. It's
Hmm.
as good as any studio anywhere.
Yep.
And we went in for a day, and we cut 5 songs. And on side 2 of the album, we used the actual demos and we just transferred it from cassettes.
Oh, wow.
So the quality is it's not really uh, super pristine, but it sounds good. It's a cool thing to
Hmm.
me,
That's
to my
awesome.
ears.
Yeah. I
And
love
then
it.
and then people get to hear what the band really sounded like at that time.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. All right, cool. So how is the latest album, 87? I mean, I know it just came out in like October, but like how do you think it's been received? Are you getting like the plays and the streams and all that stuff? Is it going
Yeah,
well?
yeah, surprisingly so. I
Good.
I really had, uh, I wouldn't wanna say low expectations, but I try to keep no expectations. Like,
Right,
"Okay,
right.
we'll put it out."
Yep.
And, but yeah, at the format that we work in, which is called AAA radio, which
Mhm.
would be like in Philadelphia, WXPN,
Oh, okay,
that
yeah.
kind of a
Yep.
sound,
Mhm.
88.5.
Yep.
So, there's a top 200 chart,
Mhm.
and this week, we were 76.
Oh, wow,
So
that's
we've
awesome.
yeah, I know, we've been moving up the charts, and you're kind of really, um, when you look at the chart, you realize most of the bands here are on big major labels, and they're spending a boatload of money
Yeah, yep.
to us because it's like anything, it's real competitive.
Mm,
But
sure.
yeah, so it's doing really well. So I think Brian and I are gonna do some in-store record store things and
Cool.
podcasts like this. You're the
Yep.
first one. Thank you very
Yep.
much,
Oh,
Dave.
you're welcome. Thanks for doing it.
And then we'll be out playing with the newer Smash Palace. So Brian and I will be playing with uh, Cliff Hillis, who's on guitar,
Mhm.
Dave Osikinen, who's on the drummer from the Hooters,
Oh, cool.
uh, and Greg Maricus is on bass. Wally Smith, who's from Quincy, plays
Yeah.
keyboards for us.
Oh, nice, nice.
So that's the band that's really it's weird. There's kind of like almost like there's two Smash Palaces right now. They're really confusing to people. It's even confusing to the people in the bands. They're like, what? Back when I told these guys, yeah, I'm gonna go back with the old band, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, well, it's only, it's only temporary. And
Mhm.
and I love those guys from the original band. It's like
Sure.
when you go through that, it's like you served in the army together.
Oh, I see.
So,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, I mean, you probably know that from being in bands and going through musical things where you're like,
Sure. Yep.
those
Yep.
experiences lock you together. And
They certainly do. Yeah.
yeah,
So let's talk a little bit about those experiences. I know a lot of listeners are probably going to be interested in kind of the evolution of Smash Palace and how it came about. And it all started with the band Quincy.
yeah,
At least I think it did according to Wikipedia. but but yeah, like, and I'll give the kind of high level overview, right? So you guys were Quincy, you had your first album out, began to tour, and then Quincy Jones happened to see the name Quincy on the billboard there at the Whiskey A Go Go, and all of a sudden told you guys you can't use the name Quincy. Is that right?
yeah. It's really weird. I, I came across this in my head where Quincy got its big break by going to New York City and auditioning at CBGB's
Mm-hmm.
to get a gig. Now,
Right.
for those of you who don't know, CBGB's is like one of the most famous rock clubs ever in the history
Mm-hmm.
of rock and roll. It's where Blondie, Television, the Ramones, so many bands were getting
Yep.
signed in record deals. And its owner, Hilly Crystal, uh, loved Quincy. And
Mm-hmm.
he said, I want to manage you guys. And this is 1978.
Right.
And so we were playing and opening for all these really great bands. And then there was like a swarm of record labels who offered us record deals.
That's awesome. Love it.
So we ended up, at the end, we signed the biggest deal that Columbia Records has ever given a new artist.
Oh wow.
In, yeah, 1979.
Mhm.
So we signed with Columbia. And the other thing is the guy who signed us was the guitarist from the Zombies,
Oh,
Paul
cool.
Atkinson.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were like super Zombies fans. And so it was really cool. We did the record. Um, it came out. We did a couple tours, and as you said, we were on tour with this band, the Vapors,
Mm-hmm.
who had a song called "Turning Japanese,"
Oh yeah, I know
which
that
was
song.
yeah, which was the number one song. And we were
Yep.
touring with them. Our name was on the marquee at the Whiskey Go Go, and Quincy Jones happened to see it and got ticked off that we stole his name, which
Oh,
we
it's a
thought was
shame.
unbelievable.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know who Quincy Jones was. I'd never heard of him.
Yeah, I mean, back then, he wasn't
Yeah,
the household
yeah,
name that he is now. Sure.
right.
Yep.
And I mean, you're 22, 23-year-old kid. I mean, I knew rock bands. I didn't really
Yep.
know anything else. So so what happened was Quincy Jones also happened to be uh, on the same label, and they kind of caved
Oh,
and
okay.
told us we had to change our name,
Oh, man.
and was a cease and desist order, and it really screwed up the whole trajectory of
I
the
can
record.
imagine. Yeah, because
They
everybody
started,
knows you as Quincy, right? What fan base you do have knows you as Quincy, you know?
yeah, and they call it a brand and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff today, which I don't buy into, but whatever. In today's uh, speech, it would be considered a brand. Where you
Right.
have all these people who know the band, you've been out touring, and now you have to change the name of your band.
It's crazy.
And it was
Mhm.
really, yeah. And we started making the second record, and it was really not going well.
Mhm.
Uh, the other thing is music styles changed dramatically,
Yeah.
like every couple years.
Mhm.
So what we were doing, the producers wanted us to sound more, I don't know, introducing saxophones and stuff. And I'm like,
Mm.
Brian and I are like, what's going on? So we actually quit the band in the middle of making the second record.
Oh, jeez.
We didn't hang around for the rest of it.
Right.
And we formed Smash Palace, wrote a
Mhm.
bunch of new songs, and probably about 18 months later, we got signed to Epic
Oh,
Records.
okay. Yep.
So
Yep.
that's how it
That's
went.
crazy. It's really a shame about this whole Quincy Jones thing because, like, before we got on this call, I did a quick little Spotify search and just put in Quincy, and under artists, there's at least a dozen artists
Yes.
named Quincy right now. Like, it
Yep.
sucks that, like, he dropped the hammer on you guys when it's like it's like the opposite of winning the lottery.
Yeah, and we were high school friends from Ad Nights High School,
Right.
Quincy,
Yep.
and we grew up together.
Mhm.
Um, so there were a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but that really kind of you know
Yep. That's
sobered us up to the reality of the music business.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, it's a real shame. Yep.
yeah,
Yep. All right, but that album that when you guys quit before the album was done, that album did come out under the name Lulu Temple, right?
yes,
Are you guys on that album then, you and your
yeah,
brother?
we are on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on it.
Yep.
It's only an EP
Right, right.
because
Okay.
that's kind of where it stopped.
Oh, it was gonna be a full album, and then since you
Yeah,
guys departed, they just made it an EP.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
got it. That makes sense. Okay.
And yeah, so you know, well, onward and upward. We
Yeah,
just
exactly,
we just keep
exactly.
rolling along. I mean, I just love it's the thing that keeps Brian and I tight as brothers. We write
Right.
songs together. He's
Mhm.
kind of in and out of the band. He's always been that way.
Yeah.
He always writes the songs with me.
Oh, okay.
So he's always a part of it. And I think he's had so much fun with this reunion shows that he's now going to come back into the band.
Oh, cool, cool. So
Yeah.
he'll be on
Yeah.
stage then. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
awesome. That's fantastic. I do wanna talk before we get too far away from the Quincy stuff, and it's a dark subject matter, so if you don't wanna talk about it, I totally get it. I saw something here, I think it was under the Quincy page, where yeah, it is. So Quincy started with 4 brothers, right? You and Brian, and then Alex and Gerald and his brother Gerald. Yeah, so and then you guys were on South Street, you just played JC Dobbs, and Alex was murdered on South Street, is that right?
Yeah. He was my best friend. I
Oh,
mean, I'd
man.
known him since I was 13 or 14.
Mm.
And Gerald and Alex had moved to Haddon Heights from, of all places, Iowa.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
I was walking through, uh, I was in eighth grade, and
Mhm.
they were a couple years older than me. And I was walking through my high school auditorium, and I saw these two guys up on stage playing guitars, and they were auditioning for a talent show.
Oh, cool.
and I stopped dead in my tracks. And I was like, wow, these guys are fabulous.
Yeah.
And I was playing in a band with Brian, and we had a gig uh, coming up. And so I walked over and I introduced myself and I said, "You guys want to open for us?" And they were like, "Yeah." So we became fast friends.
That's cool.
And even though we weren't in a band together at the time, they had their thing and Brian and I had our thing.
Mhm.
But Brian moved, I don't know, I'm trying to think, he's probably like 19, something like that. He moved to Greenwich Village in New York.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I ended up, since I didn't have my brother to play with, I went and started playing with Gerald and Alex
Okay.
regularly. It's their guitar player.
Yep.
And when Brian came back from his journey of 5 years,
Mhm.
we formed Quincy, and it was the
Oh,
four
okay.
brothers together.
Yep.
And we got a manager, and he sent us out on a tour of the Midwest,
Mhm.
and this was 1976.
Yep.
And I remember we opened like the Iowa State Fair for Jesse Colin Young, and it was really cool.
Oh, cool. Nice.
We played Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota. We saw a lot of corn, a lot of wheat. It was endless. And but when we got back, there was no money. We
Mhm.
were out there for like, a couple months. And when we got back, our manager said, "Well, I had expenses and blah, 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 and there's no money."
Oh, man.
And we had quit our jobs and it was really bad.
Mhm.
And so we were struggling. And so we booked a gig at JC Dobbs. It was our first date that we did when we got back from that tour.
Mhm.
And we were playing at Dobbs. We were doing 3 shows. And after our second show, Alex lived nearby and in an apartment, I think on Bainbridge Street.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that's the next street over. Yep.
yeah, he went to his apartment, and on the way back, somebody in an alleyway just ran up to him and stabbed him in the heart, and
Oh my god.
it was
Wow.
awful. And yeah,
Wow.
he died right away.
Oof. Did
And
they
they
ever
never
catch
caught.
the guy who did it or no?
No, they never caught the
Oh,
guy.
man.
And we we really had no idea what we were going to do, but we knew we loved playing music together, and it was like the only thing that we had.
Right.
But we were really we were so broken up about it.
Yeah, and you
But
guys are
that's
young at that time too, right? I mean, you
yeah, yeah,
20s,
really,
20 something, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
We're all, I think I'm 20 at this time,
Man.
and so, and I think that's when the new wave thing hit.
Mhm.
We eventually got a keyboard player. His name was Wally Smith,
Mhm.
and he turned us on to all of this music that we had never heard before, that wasn't getting played on radio stations and stuff.
Okay. Yep.
And that's the thing, that when we heard that, we started doing new wave music like in 77. And people at first hated us, or we had a following, but they started like literally booing and
Right,
leaving.
right.
And but we worked up. We got a gig at a place called the Galaxy in
In
Somerdale, New
Jersey?
Jersey.
Yeah, I
Yep,
know where the Galaxy is. Yep,
yeah,
yep.
it was a
Mhm.
very famous club around here.
Yep.
Um, we started. We approached the owner and we said, "Hey, can we get a gig here?" And he goes, "Well, you guys do originals, and this is a cover band place."
Mhm.
And I said, "Well, what night of the week do you not have music?"
Right.
And he said, "Tuesday." And I said, "Well, let us do Tuesday nights." And he said, "Okay, and whatever you make at the door is yours."
Oh, cool.
And
Nice.
we went, "Okay."
Mhm.
So, the first Tuesday night we played, there was about 10 people,
Mhm.
but it started building and building and building. And it got to the point we were having like 500 people on a Tuesday
Wow.
night. It was the biggest night of the week.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And and then when we went to New York to play,
Mhm.
we were a band that was really seasoned. We had our act together.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's when, like, when Hilly saw us, it was like, wow, okay, these guys
Mhm.
are really, we
That's
paid our
great.
dues.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
So were you guys, and I don't know if this is going out on a limb a little bit, but were you guys one of the first bands to kind of bring original music to the Galaxy? Because even though I've never been there, I was a little bit on the young side to go to Galaxy. I mean, I think like Cinderella played there,
Yeah,
and some other versions of Cinderella, and I think Heaven's Edge played there. Like,
yeah.
I mean, at
There were
one point they
all those.
were like an original rock club, right?
I think we were the first one,
Wow.
the first band that was doing original music. But yeah, I mean, after the Quincy things like late '70s,
Yeah.
early '80s were playing, but then by the mid '80s, when the hair metal thing was going on,
Yes. Yep.
there were a lot of bands, and there was a recording studio upstairs at the Galaxy, and a lot of
Oh,
people were
okay.
recording up there.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a guy by the name of Bill Haig
Mm-hmm.
owned the place, and I have to give Bill a lot of credit for you know. I think it's one of those things where he just saw what was going on. He was
Yeah.
going, yeah,
Yep.
these original bands.
Yep. Yep.
Another thing, man, and this is something, it takes me a long time sometimes to put all these pieces together. But in late '70s and early '80s, people, drinking age was 18, and
Oh,
there were a
right.
lot of young people.
Yep.
Not everybody was going to college in 1978. A lot of
That's for
people,
sure. Yep.
so a lot of people, they were working jobs and they were blowing off steam on the weekend, and they were in the bands. They were
Mm-hmm.
into original bands.
Yep.
They wanted, and then they would be so into these bands that they would follow you anywhere you went to play.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, that doesn't really happen today, where you would
Right.
get hundreds of people that follow you from club to club.
Yep.
And there were so many places to play and so
Mm-hmm.
many bands doing original music.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think I missed Galaxy just by a hair, but when I was like 17, 18, and got my driver's license, I mean, me and my friends, I was very much into heavy metal. So we would go to like all the heavy metal clubs all around South Jersey. And there were a ton of them. G
Yeah.
Willikers and Pensauken, Bonnie's Rocks and Atco. There
Yep.
were a cell block over in PA somewhere, Tacony or something like that. I can't even remember. We would seek out bands all the time. And you're right, it just doesn't happen anymore, you know?
Yeah. It's a very odd thing because I remember this is probably like 15 years ago. We had a drummer in the band who was really a lot younger than we were. He was like in his early 20s,
Hmm.
and he had his own band, and he played with Smash Palace for a couple of years, and because we were doing some tours of England, and the drummer that we had in Smash Palace didn't want to leave the country. He's had a phobia about it.
Okay.
So we got this, this guy Anthony Besic to drum for us, and we went on tour in England a couple times. And he had his own band, and I remember they would open for us, but a lot of people wouldn't come. And I'd go, Anthony, where's all your friends? And he goes, yeah, well, they don't go listen to live bands. And I'm like, what? He goes, no, they like to do other stuff. And so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's a very different world. And it's also a thing, too, that I've always thought that when I started out, that rock and roll, was a young person's game.
Mm.
I remember being in CBGB's and Debbie Harry was there, and I met her, and somebody told me how old she was,
Mhm.
and at the time she was I think 35, and I was
Okay.
like, 35? She's still playing music? Wow, because what a lot of people don't understand is that like that new wave generation of musicians and stuff that I started out with, we kind of looked at bands like the Beatles and the Stones and stuff, even though we loved them,
Mhm.
is just being like older guys.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was the same way.
It,
Yep.
it wasn't the stuff I was really listening to. I
Mhm.
was listening to current music, and
Yep.
I wasn't really that interested in stuff that came before that.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so I think what happens is that yeah, you know, your age group of who you're playing to
Mhm.
is it just keeps getting older, and
Yep.
so I do gigs now where I'm thinking sometimes I'll go, well, if I play on a Sunday afternoon, no one has to drive at night. And, because I remember you play clubs and,
Mhm.
you get on at 11 o'clock.
Right, you wouldn't start till 11 or midnight.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And people are, your crowd, your basic demographic is like 18 to 23.
Right, right.
And
Yep,
those people
yep.
have more energy than anybody in the world. And they'll go
Absolutely.
anywhere, drive
Yep,
anywhere, stay up any hour.
yep, yep.
So but I'm just really happy that,
Yeah.
that I'm playing music
Mhm.
and, I got to do, a tour with the Zombies,
That's amazing.
uh,
Yep.
2 years ago with, another artist that I work with, this guy, Edward Rogers.
Mhm.
And I did, a tour with the Zombies of England, which was great. And then we recorded an album at Abbey Road,
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
which was really amazing.
Was that a Smash Palace album?
No, it's a
No?
Rogers and Butler record.
Oh,
That was
okay.
out. I think that was out like 2 years ago. I did 4 records with Ed Rogers.
Oh, okay.
Um,
As like a duo group?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we did that because I just like to stay busy.
Mhm,
So
sure.
I love playing in Smash Palace, and I love working. I've been producing different artists
Mhm.
and writing with people. So
Yep,
I have a studio at my house,
yep.
and so I'm always doing that. I like working with new artists,
Mhm,
and writing with them and kind of developing them, and because all of these years of making music, uh, I learned a lot. There is a lot to say
sure. Yep.
or experience and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, speaking of which, did you work with Joe Lombardo? Because I heard about
yes.
you. Yeah, I heard about you through Joe Lombardo. What did you do for Joe? Like, how did you work with him?
Well, Joe was a guitar student,
Yep.
so he knew nothing about guitar, and I just taught him how to play,
Yep.
and then he was interested in learning how to sing, and I give voice lessons
Mhm.
too. So I worked on his singing, and then he was interested in how do you write songs. So I just worked with him writing songs, and you know he has a lot of great lyric ideas and stuff.
Mhm.
He would come with like, I have these lyrics I'm working on, and so a lot of it is you know there is a craft to
Mhm.
writing,
Yep.
um, and I think I'm pretty good at that craft because I had to be, not only when I was writing for myself, but when Brian and I were staff writers,
Mhm.
we were just writing like all the time,
Yeah, I bet.
and there's like there's a form to
Mhm.
it, and how to create style. And, you know, I'm a classically trained musician too.
Okay.
I went to college for music, and, you know, I, I love the whole creative part of music. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
If I had to break it down, it would be, I love writing songs,
Mhm.
and, I'm a guitar playing addict. I probably play like 5 hours a day.
Do you really? Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I play a lot. Well, I'm teaching guitar, so, I'm playing a lot, and then
Mhm.
I practice.
Yep.
I'm a guy that practices every
Okay.
day. So,
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. So, um, oh, I had a question that fell right out of my head. Hold on. So like nowadays, right? Obviously, you're you and Smash Palace put out the latest album, 87. Do you have plans to do any kind of shows around that, or maybe tour, or like what are the plans for that album now that it's out?
So, since, it's really hard to work with the original members because a lot
Hmm.
of them, live different places, and I have a Smash Palace that's been together for like the past probably 12 years.
Yep.
Date from Dave Osicken has been playing with us, I think, 12 years.
Hmm.
And so that band will perform some of the new stuff that's on this record, and our other catalog of music.
Okay.
So and then Brian, like I said, is going to be included in that, and we will be out playing, um, just putting shows together
Yep.
more, like March, April, like when
Okay.
weather gets better.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Nice.
lot of times, you book a show in the winter, and you're always like, like right now,
Yeah. Like
there's I'm
today.
looking out my window, there's snow, and there's enough snow that
Mhm.
people will go, I don't feel like going out.
Right, right. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I mean, we were supposed to meet in person, but because of the weather here in South Jersey in
Yes.
December,
Yep.
it can be unpredictable, so we're doing it remotely, and again, I appreciate your flexibility on that as well. At least we got it in. We don't have to reschedule, so I can get this out
Yeah,
soon.
absolutely. I really appreciate you having me. And
Yeah, no
this is
problem.
fun.
So do you so your drummer he's in the Hooters, right?
Correct.
Do you have a relationship with the Hooters? Like, does Smash Palace and the Hooters do things
Yeah,
together or no?
it's really weird. Um, Dave Ossickinen put together a band called In the Pocket.
Mhm,
And In the Pocket is a band uh, of many members from the Philadelphia area, most of them who've, had record deals and stuff in the past. So you have Richard Bush from the A's and Tommy Conwell.
mhm.
Um,
Tell Tommy to be on my podcast. I emailed him, but he hasn't got back to me.
okay, okay. Next time I see him, I'll do that. We just played the Fillmore, uh, like I don't know, 2 weeks ago for the Pierre
Oh,
Robert
so you were at
Memorial.
the Pierre Robert thing? Yeah,
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Fay, who was on my podcast a while ago, he was there too, right? John Fay?
Yes,
Yep.
John's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
So
Yep.
he's another guy that plays, and Cliff
Mhm,
Hillis plays, Smash Palace.
mhm,
So I didn't know most of these guys. Like I had met the Hooters once.
mhm.
They came to, not all of them, but a couple of them came to when Smash Palace did our premiere release show in Philadelphia.
Okay.
The weird thing is that Smash Palace and Quincy, to my mind, are really New York bands.
Oh, okay. Yep.
We kind of played New Jersey more than we played Philadelphia.
Mhm.
And all of the good things, and this continues, all of the good things that happen to me usually come out of New York City.
Okay. Yep.
So, because it's just a great place and it's
Sure.
it's a great music town, and
Mhm.
um, I don't know, it's kind of Philadelphia is a little bit more, I don't know, kind of tight knit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that vibe. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyhow, within the pocket, I met all the guys with the Hooters. I started doing some recording projects with Rob Hyman,
Mhm.
and I've played with Eric and stuff. So we're all pals.
Yeah,
And
that's
I know
awesome.
Richard from the A's, and we're it's a genuine mutual love and respect when
Mhm.
we play together, and it's a blast.
Yep.
So I always thank Dave. I go, Dave, I don't know, I never knew these people, and now I do. Thank you.
That's great. I
Yeah.
love it. How was that Pierre Robert show? And if there's any listeners outside of Philadelphia, Pierre Robert was a iconic radio DJ for WMMR. 93.3 WMMR and huge supporter of local music and all that
Yep.
stuff. And unfortunately, unexpectedly passed away a couple of months ago. So they just had kind of a remembering Pierre type show, tribute show at the Fillmore in Philadelphia. I guess it was like last week or something like that. So how did that
Yeah.
go? Tell me about that experience.
Well, yeah, sold they sold out in 20 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
And I think the film was like 3,000
Hmm.
maybe. So, he probably could have done a much larger venue, but who knew?
Hmm.
And but it was really great. And it was there was a lot of love, and people from different bands showed up because Pierre, is y- somebody, like I think a lot of times what Pierre did, especially with the Hooters, is that, he was their cheerleader. And
He
a
sure
lot of
was. Yep.
times you need those people.
Hmm.
So if, in my life, it was, somebody like Hilly Crystal,
Hmm.
those guys, they walk into your life and they change everything.
Right.
And a lot of times um, it's because I was saying, this connection with clubs, like we were discovered at CBGB's. we were we were, at the Whiskey A Go Go, which is
Hmm.
the other huge club.
Yep.
We had that whole thing with Quincy Jones. And then when Smash Palace ended up getting an indie label deal, we went and played the Cavern Club in Liverpool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And when we played the festival, it's a festival with all these bands, and nobody's supposed to get an encore.
Okay.
But we went over so well that the guy who runs the thing, David Bash, came up on stage and said, let's bring Smash Palace in for an encore. And we played, and, we kind of like really brought the house down.
Awesome.
And when I got back, I had a message on my machine from a record label in San Francisco and saying, I'd like to put out your next record.
Wow.
So, that guy was Arthur Herman from Zip Records.
Okay.
And, I think Smash Palace did like 6 or 7 records with him before we changed labels.
Yep.
Um, so, yeah, so, the CBGB's, Whiskey a Go Go, and the Cavern Club all, played huge parts. So a lot of times, I always say that to artists a lot of times too, it's like, you have to, you got to get out of town and sing, because a lot of times, this is a good place here to hone your skills.
Yep.
But if you're doing original material and you want to get a record deal or you want to push forward, you kind of got to go where the action is,
Yeah.
where things are going. Even though it's really changed nowadays. I mean, you can be in your basement in Milwaukee and be, putting out stuff and
Yep.
on your own, and somebody loves it, and all of a sudden it becomes viral.
Yeah, very true. I mean, social media has definitely changed the landscape, but to your point, I wholeheartedly agree. You've got to get out there. You've got to network. You've got to cast a wide net, and because you never know. Like you said, you never know who's going to be your cheerleader. One person, one song, one conversation could change the entire game for you.
Yeah. And, it's one of those things too, where, it's almost like you can't plan it.
Yep.
You can the only thing you can do is just be really good
Yep.
at whatever you're doing. And if you believe in it, and especially if you love it and enjoy it, I think a lot of times people, when they're young, they're doing it because, they want to be famous, they want to meet girls, they want to, they want to party and have a really great time, which is, part of, I think, everybody's thing. And then, then, if that doesn't happen, a lot of people just, have families and
Right.
kind of put it aside and do something else. And, but I think if you really love music and you really love what you're doing, you can, and these days, I am I'm an example of somebody who can, somehow carve out an existence and a good life
Yeah,
doing it
man.
and still really love doing it.
Yeah, well, I think what really does it is the passion that comes through for everything that you do. The albums, the teaching, like all that stuff. If I think everybody can see the passion in it, and that's what really draws people in. You could certainly you could certainly kind of sleepwalk through the music industry and just learn how to play the songs, but if you're not passionate about it, people are going
Yeah.
to see that, and they're going to see right through that.
Yes. I think the passion is because you got to love what you're doing, and, and don't hold music hostage as to, you know, I would go through in, like in my 20s and stuff, I would go through this thing of like music had to make all the money for me. And if it wasn't, then I was, if that would blame it on music, and it would be something that I could vent my anger at,
Right.
but once I think you get to a place where you're just going, uh, I think the thing that where I'm going to is you need to diversify as a musician too.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Agreed.
I think I'm a really skilled guitar player. So people will come to me and say, "Hey, will you play guitar on my record?" Sure.
Yep.
Or I think, I got good ears and I know how to make a good record. So people will come to me and go, "Hey, you produce a record for me?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then I love to teach. So, people come to me and say, "Hey, so if you can do all those things." And well, I think the worst part of it is you have to go on social media. It's like, oh, really? I have to do that too. I mean,
Yeah.
I probably really wouldn't do social media if I didn't think I had to.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to. It's just part of the
Yeah,
game.
you do.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
Yep. Especially
absolutely.
as an independent artist, if you don't have a label or somebody else out there trying to push it for you, you got to push it yourself. Unfortunately.
Yeah, you do. And, it's, this record for Smash Palace is the first one we've done on a label called Think Like a Key.
Okay.
Roger Hoodale's the president of that label. He's got an awesome band called Ex Norwegian, which is check him out.
Yes.
And he did such a great job with our record. I mean, we got just in the past 60 days, like over 100,000 streams
That's
on
awesome.
Spotify. I don't know what that amounts to financially.
About $3.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll get that $3. I'm looking for it. And and the videos he does videos for us, and they've done really well. And like I said, the radio promotion campaign has been really great. So yeah, really dig working with him. He's really a super cool guy.
That's awesome.
And yeah, and it's cool you're working with a fellow musician. He's a guy who really gets the business, and being an artist too.
Nice. That's great. I love it. I love it. Anything else you wanted to talk about or promote, Steve, before we wrap up?
Well, no, I can't think of that. I was going to make a joke, but I'm not going to.
That's okay.
I got this new vacuum cleaner I'm working on.
The Stephen Butler vacuum cleaner going on sale in 2026.
Yeah, no, I have nothing else I'm going to try to hawk. I'm not really, I feel really like with social media, I really hate the thing of like, buy my record. It just,
right.
Not my deal. But I still do it just to remind people that it's out there and to listen to it.
Well, I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you for this podcast. Everybody else out there, I mean, go check it out. Smash Palace, number 87. It's out now. Came out in October. It's fantastic. And yeah, it's really like a flashback to like the first album. It's awesome. It's really, really great. Yep.
Yeah, it's funny when Jackie Bam Bam from MMR, they've been playing it. And the single that's out called Poor Man's Paradise. And he goes, it sounds just like living on the borderline. It's like the son of living on the borderline. And I'm like, yeah, I can hear that. It's definitely got the same aesthetic for sure.
Yep, that's awesome. Okay, so then before we wrap up, I know you sent me videos of 2 performances. Give me a quick rundown of what those 2 songs are, and then we'll go right into them right after we're done this.
Oh, okay. So my brother Brian is singing lead on this record. It's like his baby. I'm the guitar player and harmony guy. So he's not with us today. So I did my best Brian imitation, and I sang 2 songs. One's called Bitter Blue, which was our first single, and the one that's out now is called Poor Man's Paradise.
Awesome.
Check them out.
Yep. So make sure you don't, make sure it'll be on as soon as we say goodbye here. So make sure you stick around and listen to those. But Stephen, thank you so much for being on the podcast. It was a pleasure talking to you. I really appreciate it.
You too, David. Yeah, it's same here. And good luck with playing music and doing your thing.
Yep. Thank you very much. Yep. And I wish you nothing but continued success, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hands in his pockets, turn his said goodbye, you wonder why.